Good afternoon. Today is May 17th, 2022. We're looking at 2000 tick chart E-mini S&P 500 futures market, 21 EMA here in blue, 9 EMA here in cyan, and 200 EMA here in magenta. We have a MACD indicator at the bottom, but we use technical analysis, price action, and overall market context in order to place our trades. Take a second, real quick. Like the video, subscribe, turn on post notifications so you know exactly when I post this content. Let's jump right into it for today. Another successful trading day, finished 4-0 for the day. We're going to go right through these trades. I hope that you guys had a successful day trading as we normally do on this channel. Drawing level of resistance here at the top for overnight highs, level of support down here for overnight lows. Now the market opens at 8:30 Central Time. Prices push down below EMA. We have a short-term channel moving down with a break, looking for a new low. Second entry short presents itself here, but EMA is very flat, overlapping bars. Wasn't interested in taking that. As prices continue to chop around just a little bit, wasn't interested in taking any of this chop. I drew in a trading range in play here. We have this new low here where prices come up. First entry short, then prices try pushing above the EMA again. Second entry short coming off EMA, nice close below EMA. We're selling at the top of this trading range, looking for a quick scalp here. So I enter this trade. I was in and out for a scalp. Prices continue to trend down here. We have a break move to a new low. Once we get to this new low here, downtrend has played out. Not looking to go long. We're not trying to pick bottoms here. We have this new low with a first entry short. Prices come up, triggers a second entry short, but I'm not looking to catch stops. What was keeping me back was just an extension of this channel here. We are in somewhat of a range. I was just hesitant to try and go long here and catch stops. So after prices had a break of the short-term trend, worked to the new high, prices then pushed strongly below EMA and it found a same level of support down here for this initial range that I had drawn in. Prices came down, found support here at the 200 EMA. MACD is showing a change in momentum from bearish pressure crossing over to bullish pressure. I thought it was worth the risk taking a trade here. Prices had come down to the lows, looking for prices to come back up to the top. You could argue this is actually probably more of an aggressive trade, but indicator was also showing a second entry long because we had the new high up here. Prices come all the way down. First entry long, prices tried pushing back down one more time, finished strongly above EMA. 21 EMA is somewhat flat, a few overlapping bars. We are also kind of trading in the middle of the range, so that's what kind of makes it aggressive, but based on this MACD crossover and based on general context of what the market was doing here, I ended up taking this trade and I was in and out for a scalp. Now this is an area of the chart I wanted to talk about real quick. We have short-term trend that's moving up, break looking to make a new high. So we have a new high right here. Prices come down for a first entry long and then prices come down below EMA. Failed second entry long is triggered. Prices tried going higher again and immediately reversed. So prices came down first. Then they came up, had a close all the way up here. Next bar prints and immediately has a bearish bar. I entered as prices came back down and I had my entry one tick below the signal bar here. So that's how I entered it. But realistically, if you don't enter on this bar, you see this bar print, nice close below the EMA. New low here with a first entry short, second entry short coming off of EMA. That's another opportunity you can take to go short. You get a scalp in there and potential runner depending on how you manage them. So we had the short-term trend moving down as prices are holding neatly within this channel here. Then we have a break of this channel and prices are looking to make a new low. Starting from the swing right here, I counted a first entry long. Prices came down looking for a second entry long to trigger and one triggered right above this bar and immediately reversed. I noticed the MACD had bearish momentum here. It started to waver a little bit, but then the momentum started to pick up a little bit more. I entered one tick below this entry bar right here. And as prices reversed, I was in this trade. My stop loss is going one tick above the bar that I initially wanted to enter on. So if my entry is one tick below this signal bar right here, my stop loss is going one tick above it. I'm in this trade. Prices continue to push down and I was out for the scalp. Now, as prices continue to push, that's when I started to draw this bigger trend at play. And I wanted to draw something starting from the swing high up here. I wanted to hold prices neatly within this channel. After this trade played out, I started from this high here. Prices came down and up for a first entry long. And as prices started coming down again, second entry long triggered above this bearish bar. So people are trying to pick bottoms. People are trying to buy their way back to the EMA. So the people that are going long, their stop losses are going one tick below the swing here. All I'm going to do is put my entry order one tick below this entry bar right here. This next bar got me into the trade. My stop loss is going one tick above the bar that I wanted to enter on. And as prices pushed down, I caught stops again for another scalp. No runner as prices came came back up to stop that runner out. But now notice what's happening with the MACD here. We had this big down move play out. Some people could argue this was a slight break here, move to a new low, so this downtrend has played out. But also just look at the MACD. You have all of this bearish momentum, and now we're having a crossover into more bullish momentum. So I did notice some people were trying to go short here. Some people were trying to take a second entry short or even try and trade a trap. You know, they see this nice signal bar and they want to go short below this bar if there's a trigger. But you can see what the MACD is doing. It's changing from bearish momentum up to bullish momentum. I was very hesitant about going short here. Was not interested in that at all, especially after this down move played out. Now, I never got a trigger here, but I know some people did. They got sucked into this trade and trapped as prices came back up. Their stop loss is one tick above their signal bar, so they got stopped out. Now, with all of this bullish momentum here, I was looking to go long. So starting with the swing here, I counted a first entry short. Prices came up. Second entry short triggered. I put my entry order one tick above this entry bar right here, because this is where everyone's stop losses are going for everyone that's trying to go short above the 21 EMA. Prices immediately pushed back up. I was filled on that trade, and then prices came up to scalp me out. If I entered on this bar, my stop loss is going one tick below this bar right here. Prices never come back down to test it at all. So prices take off, and I'm in and out for that trade. And it's fairly easy to see with the context. You have the move that's going down nice and strong, and then it's finding a level of support, and now prices want to push above the EMA. This is a failed second entry short when you think about it. I'm just choosing to enter where everyone's stops are. So now we have a strong push here above 21 EMA. 9 EMA is holding nicely above this 21 as well. Now prices are shooting past this 200 EMA. We have a little bit of resistance here. Then prices come back one more time to stop everyone out, and then prices continue moving up. They're just gathering more buyers. Now I had this channel in play here, but prices are pushing nice and strong up, and we could be looking at having an overshoot up here. Now some people may mark this as an aggressive trade. I saw this as a new swing low. Prices came up and down for a first entry short. Now prices are continuing up, continuing up, continuing up. Next bar prints second entry short triggers. So you have people that are trying to go short here. Now there's a few things I'm looking at. One is how nicely and strongly prices pushed above this 200 EMA. When you look down at the MACD, you see this bullish momentum. Prices turn bearish for just a second, and that's around this area as more buyers are entering the market, and then another nice bullish push up here. So it could be slightly aggressive, but based on what I was seeing on the market, I wanted to catch stops one tick above this entry bar right here. So people tried entering on a second entry short. I put my order one tick above the signal bar, and I rode prices up for a scalp. I had a runner, and I put my runner somewhere very close to the highs of this range if we extended it. I entered at 59.75, and so I had a scalp and I had a runner in play, and I missed my 5-point runner by one tick. 6475 is where I had my 5-point runner. Prices came back down and stopped me out. So that was a very frustrating loss. You know, I should have maybe collected some of the profits, but I wanted to give my runner some breathing room, and unfortunately it stopped me out. So now let's see what we have here. We have this overshoot of this channel. And remember the rule with overshoots. When we have an overshoot, that will generally generate momentum to the opposite end of the channel. Let's also notice what the MACD is doing. We're changing from bullish pressure down to bearish pressure. There's a crossover happening here. So we have a new high. Prices come up for a first entry long, and then prices come down and back up for a second entry long that fails. I'm not looking to take a second entry long off EMA here. We just had an overshoot. We had a nice strong push. We want to see how prices are going to react here at EMA. I had my entry order one tick below this entry bar right here. So prices came up to trigger that second entry long, immediately reversed. I was in this trade. My stop loss is going one tick above this bar right here. So this bar now forms. Prices come up. It misses my stop loss. Not worried. Prices come back down, and I'm in and out for the scalp. Unfortunately, runner gets stopped out, but that's okay. We managed to get the scalp, and that's all we're looking for. Now, that was my last trade for the day. Again, just trying to trade the first 2 hours of the day. That's what I want to get comfortable doing. Up until around 11:30 Central Time, though, you can see kind of what happens. This overshoot generated momentum to the opposite end of the channel, so now prices are pushing back down, holding off 200 EMA. Now we're looking for prices to come back up. Not looking to take any trades here where we have overlapping bars and 21 EMA, 9 EMA are cutting right through them. As prices come down, it finds a level of support at 200 EMA. They come back up and form a double bottom here. If you manage to see it in the moment, this could be an aggressive trade. You have plenty of room back to the 21 EMA. You could take stop limit order here, and you'd be in and out for a scalp. Now you have prices that are moving in a channel here, so drawing from that bottom swing right up through accommodating price action, we have a break move to a new high. Now we're looking to see how prices are going to react down here at EMA. But if they continue to move up, we have to extend our range. We have to extend our channel just a little bit to accommodate this price action. Now we have a break there, move to a new high. This uptrend is played out. Looking to see how prices are going to react at EMA. Now we're not looking to go long. We're not looking to take a second entry long off this. This uptrend is played out. We'd be interested in possibly taking a failure. Let's also look at see what the MACD is doing. There's a crossover happening. So I'm not looking to go long. I'd be interested in trading a failure. Fortunately, there's no trigger. There's the trigger of a second entry long. So going bar by bar here, if I was going to enter, I'd enter one tick below this entry bar right here. This is where the people are entering long right off EMA. I want to catch their stops. All their stops are under here. So I'm going to enter one tick below this signal bar. Prices come down, fill me in the trade and out for a scalp. Now this was right off the cuff, bar by bar analysis. I did not know it was going to happen, but you can see it clearly works. All you have to do is analyze the market correctly and you can easily get scalps and trades just like this. And you really don't need a lot. Just make sure you're drawing your channels correctly, you're understanding market context, you have some sort of indicators to help filter out bad trades. Sure, it would have been great if the 9 EMA had crossed over the 21 EMA, but we have other reasons of confluence that give us enough confidence in order to take this trade. I don't want this video to get too long. That's going to be it for today's video. I appreciate all of you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow.